over to you as a work in progress.
This is the official one.
So we make it available to our competitors. We'll make it available to community newspapers and others, to television, radio, because we believe that this is not something which is exclusive to independent. This is about thought leadership on an important matter, which is relevant to all media houses and which can only serve society better and readers better and journalists better and editors and media owners better if it is distributed widely and of course and not just that, but if other media houses and owners can also contribute towards this discussion, I think that would be a really important positive movement around the issue of hate speech and freedom of speech and our constitutional rights and obligations. I think those are, so I see this report as being the beginning. While it's one chapter closing that the report is tabled today and made available to everyone, I also see it as the beginning of starting a discussion around hate speech. Of course, it doesn't help if only independent is courageous enough to initiate this panel and take into account its recommendations, and our competitors decide to continue as business as usual. Because whilst we have to always do what is right, I would ask our competitors and other media owners to also do what is right, so that we can level the playing fields, and so that we can provide sort of moral and ethical leadership in line with our constitution, which respects the balance between freedom of speech and ensuring that we do not shut out voices, but at the same time we do not allow our various platforms to be utilized to promote hate speech. I think it's a fundamental aspect of our constitution and the hard-won freedoms of democracy. Our competitors should seize it and should not look at it as an independent initiative owned by independent and followed through by independent. I personally would have liked to have seen organizations such as SANEF and others come out and initiate such discussion and show leadership on these issues. Perhaps this will now even spur them and similar organizations to do that.
We weren't the groundbreakers internationally into investigating this, fortunately, because we could, as a panel, rely on some of the international research that had been done. But I have not seen anything in South Africa that's been done on this subject. We tried to make findings that were objective and recommendations that we thought would be in the interest of not only independent but any media house to follow. For that reason, we requested you up front to make this report available. It's probably a work in progress, seeing that we didn't have any researchers to assist us in our own research. So we had to rely very much on what we read internationally and what we independently as panelists observed of what was happening on the online comment sites.
I think Jacques and his panel should be invited to WAN, to INMA, to other conferences to come and present their findings.
I want to thank Dr. Sibbe for giving us the resources to engage with this topic. it is such a relevant and important one. And I think, you know, all of our people have maybe almost been quite lazy and just defaulted to freedom of expression as sacrosanct, and that's that. And we tried very hard to engage with what I believe is a more difficult problem, which is taking into account all of your constitutional rights, and human dignity being, I think, a very important one, equally important to freedom of speech. And how do you get that balance right? And we grappled with that in the report. I don't think we necessarily solve all the problems, but it's a good start to try and get that balance.